Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter 3 of geography, that is water resources. I know that all of you are already aware about different uses of water and why it is such an important water resource for human beings. It fulfills different needs and requirement of people. Like it is used for drinking purpose. It is used for for industries. Then it has a number of uses. So all the living organisms on the earth cannot survive without water resources. So we are going to study about the different its different uses. Now these are some facts about and figures about water. Like that 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and that's why it appears blue from the sky. That's why earth is a unique planet from the other when we compare it from the other planets, because it is the only planet which has such a huge quantity of water. Other planets, they lack in this very important life supporting zone or layer. So 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water, and only 29% of the earth is covered with land. Then out of this 71%, if we convert it into 100%, then 96.5% of the total volume of world's water is in saline form, because it is in sea and oceans. ये महासागर और जो है समुद्र में पाया जाता है. That's why it is salty in nature, which cannot be directly utilized by human beings. We cannot use salty water in our day-to-day life for drinking purpose or for making our food, or it cannot be used in industries or power generation. So that's why in spite of having such a huge amount of water on earth, still we are facing water scarcity, or we are facing a number of problems. But there is other aspect to this scenario also, which we will talk later on. So now 96.5% is in saline form. Then just 2.5% is fresh water, which is out of this, अगर हम 2.5% को if we convert it into 100%, then 70% water is inaccessible to human beings. They are either found as ice sheets in the high latitude areas like Arctic Ocean or Antarctic Ocean, Greenland, or they are in the form of glaciers. So these are inaccessible part of fresh water which we cannot utilize directly. Rest is then rest 30% is stored as groundwater, or in the it is found in the surface water resources, like in the form of rivers, lakes, ponds, springs. And so these are the sources of surface water. Surface water means which is found on the earth surface. Then water is also found beneath the ground surface, that is underground, which is stored as a groundwater in the form of aquifers. आपने water table और aquifers का नाम सुना होगा. So between rocks there is a layer of water which is found below the earth surface, known as groundwater. So we have surface water as well as groundwater resources. Now these are some other facts and figures. India gets 4% of the global precipitation. Out of the 100% water which we receive from the which we receive on the earth surface, India receives just 4% of the water. Then India has a very less amount percentage of land surface, that is just 2.4% of the world water. And but on this limited precipitation and limited area, we are surviving 17% of the world population. So we have very limited water resource, we have limited land resource, but our population is very vast. Now next is hydrological cycle, ensuring that water is a renewable resource. So all of you are aware that earlier we used to call water as a renewable resource, because water was maintained on the earth surface with the help of hydrological cycle. That is that what is hydrological cycle? Hydro means water, and the cycle through which water is balanced on the earth is known as hydrological or water cycle in simple terms. So in the diagram here you can see that process of evaporation evaporation is taking place. Evaporation means when liquid is changed into gaseous form, then it moves into the sky, and then process of condensation takes place. Condensation means when gaseous matter is converted into liquid form, and then from condensation precipitation finally takes place. Precipitation means falling down of the liquid matter on the earth surface again. So whatever amount of liquid is lost from the earth surface in the form of evaporation, again it comes back on the earth surface in a cyclic manner as precipitation. So precipitation is a collective term which includes falling down of the moisture from the space in the form of ice or in the form of water, liquid form. So this is the whole process through which water is maintained on the earth surface. So although we call it a renewable resource, but now due to development process after industrialization, urbanization and other human activities, now everything has changed. Now water, now we have to think, is water actually a renewable resource or not? So question arises, क्या सच में water renewable resource है या नहीं है? Renewable means which any resource which we can use again and again. अगर हम because why we can use them again and again, because they are present in ample amount on the earth and they are not going to be extinct in the near future. वो जल्दी ख़त्म नहीं होने वाले हैं, वो हमेशा चलने वाले हैं. That's why they are called renewable resources. Alright, so actually is water a renewable resource? Earlier we used to call it a renewable resource, but now it is not a renewable resource. Why? Because of these following factors. One is industrialization, because we are directly disposing all the waste material, chemical waste material, harmful waste materials into the water bodies. Then excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides into the agriculture, because to increase the agricultural production we are using pesticides and chemical fertilizers, and during rainfall what happens, all these materials are as a runoff, they are drained into the water bodies and making them and causing water pollution, polluting those bodies, water bodies. Then rapid urbanization. Urbanization means as the cities are expanding, as the town areas are expanding, the whole the behavior or the culture of cities is different from the rural areas. In cities, we used to have water through the taps. So using tap water is a very easy thing, very comfortable thing. When we use hand pump, we have to put pressure, and we have to make effort to get water. सो उसमें हम पानी वेस्ट नहीं करते हैं. बट जब हम टैप वाटर यूज़ करते हैं तो हमें ज़्यादा एफर्ट नहीं करना है. हम जितने हमने ऑन किया बस पानी आने लग जाता है. सो द हैबिट एंड द कल्चर ऑफ द अर्बन पीपल आर डिफरेंट. सो सो द ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर इज लॉस्ट इन दिस प्रोसेस ड्यू टू अर्बनाइजेशन. Then overpopulation, that overpopulation is the root cause of all the ecological and environmental problems. Then global warming. Now how global warming is causing water deficient on the earth? As you know that the temperature of the earth is continuously increasing, and it is causing climate change. Our climate is now continuously changing, and we are receiving less amount of rainfall. So it has just hampered the whole water cycle process or hydrological process, due to which the amount of rainfall which we receive is now continuously declining, which is causing drought-like situation. What is drought? Drought means when in a particular area when there is less amount of rainfall and there is deficiency of moisture, then drought-like situation occurs. So now you can see that India is a monsoon country. We receive rainfall for 3 months of the year, but why still we are facing water scarcity? Because first, growing India's population is huge. We have to make water resources available to billion of population. Then second, because of population there is great demand for food, and to fulfill this food demand we have to increase the supply, which can only be done with the help of increasing agricultural production. And for agricultural production we have to supplement our agriculture with better irrigation facilities, so that there is no deficiency of moisture in the crops. So irrigation is required to increase agricultural production so that we can feed our growing population. So for irrigation purpose we are using, or we are just wasting huge amount of water. Then rapid industrialization and urbanization. सो हमारा जो है काफ़ी इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो रहा है, अर्बनाइजेशन हो रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ विच ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर इज़ नाउ वेस्टेड. Then electric power generation. India, India use 20. Indian industries use 22% of the electricity from hydropower. So these are the causes because of which, in spite of receiving rainfall for 3 months of the year, still we are facing water scarcity. Then there is two-way problem. One problem is that we already have a water scarcity, but on the of fresh water. But on the other hand, whatever less reserve we have of water resources, fresh water resources, we are also polluting them. So what already we have limited resource, and whatever we have, we are also polluting those resources. That's why we are facing water scarcity to this extent. Now we are continuously doing all those activities to decline or to pollute our water. So the quality of the water is declining. Now what is water quality? Quality means purity. When water is devoid of any unwanted substances. अगर आपके पानी में अनवांटेड सब्सटेंसेस हैं, लाइक कीड़े मकोड़े हैं, घास है, मिट्टी है, कंकड़ है, या एनी अनवांटेड केमिकल है, पेस्टिसाइड है, then that water is not fit for consumption. That is, it means that water is contaminated. And if there is consumption of that kind of water, then a person can fall ill. It is dangerous for our health. So the quality of water in India is continuously declining because of the above all factors which I mentioned: industrialization, urbanization, use of chemical, pesticide and fertilizers, then domestic waste. Now, why water resources needed to be conserved? So now you have already seen all these slides. Now a question arises: why there is need for water conservation? And it is not a very big task to answer. First is to ensure healthy life. If we are going to use contaminated water, we are going to consume contaminated water, then we are not going to be healthy. We are going to face number of health related problems like cholera, diarrhea, and if we want to live healthy life, then pure potable water is important. Then to ensure food security. If we are going to continuously deplete our water resources, or we are going to misuse the water resources, then we will not be able to use irrigation facilities in the agricultural fields, and automatically our agricultural production will decline. Then for the continuation of our livelihoods, for drinking purpose, for washing clothes, or for number of varied uses, for number of uses we require water for our livelihood. And if we are going to pollute the water with the same pace, then we are going to we are not be able to continue our livelihoods. Then to prevent degradation of our ecosystem. Then above all, if we are not healthy, and if all the living organisms, water is not only necessary for human beings, but also for other living organisms. So if there is danger or extinction of any other living organism, then entire ecosystem will be disturbed. Or if there is wastage of water, then ecosystem will suffer. So to maintain ecological balance, we have to conserve water. Now here in the picture you can see these are the some of the hydraulic structures which were built by ancient rulers in India to conserve rainwater, so that people of at that time can utilize them. Great Anicut, it was built on river Kaveri, and still it is used. It was built by Cholas, King Karikal around 2nd century. Then this is Sringaverapura water harvesting system. So water harvesting means storing and conserving rainwater. So it is made in Allahabad, UP in the 1st century. This is Nagarjuna Konda, Andhra Pradesh. It is a small dam. Bhopal Lake, Madhya Pradesh. And this lake was this lake is very important because it fulfills the drinking requirement of majority of the people in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And it was built by the Malwa king in 1005-155 AD. Then this is Hauze Khas. It is a very big lake. It is a tourist attraction in Delhi. And Khas means royal tank, royal. So Hauze Khas means royal आपका जो tank है, water tank. And it was made by Alauddin Khilji in 1296 and 1316 to supply water for the inhabitants of Siri Fort. Then this is Hauze Samshi, built by Iltutmish Mehroli. It is again a pond or lake, you can say, and it is in Delhi. This is Agrasen ki Baoli, Agrasen ki Bauli is a very huge structure which is 5,000 years old. It was rebuilt in 14th century by Agrawal community, and it is a huge structure to store rainwater. Now, how do dam help us in conserving and managing water? First of all, see, dams were built by the ancient people also, ancient rulers also, to conserve rainwater, but they were not very sophisticated and modern like we have dams right now. But they were basically made to conserve rainwater for agriculture, for irrigation in the fields. So today we are going to study up to this topic only. The other topics which we will be cover in the upcoming class tomorrow. We are going to cover that what are dams, then what are the why some dams are known as multi-purpose dam, then what are the advantages and disadvantages of dams. There and then other topics also. So all of you go through the topics which I taught you today, and if there is any question you can ask me. Thank you, class.